5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. I'd like to welcome everybody tonight. First order of business is salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to welcome everybody tonight to our town board meeting. Our first item of business, we have 2 sets of minutes to approve, the meeting on October 12th and the budget hearing on October 26th. Somebody want to make a motion? Motion by Councilman Alexander, second by Councilman Rounds. Discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. All right, next up will be a public hearing on 2023 town budget. I'll give you some highlights of the budget. The appropriations for 2023 are $3,231,931.15. The revenues are $1,708,123. Fund balance used for the general fund, $186,808.15. Total amount to be raised by tax, $1,337,000. And that's approximately just $20,000 more than we raised last year by taxes, which will make the town tax rate will go up 1 penny. As far as the lighting district goes, the appropriations are $106,915. We have $50 revenue. Tax amount is $106,865. The tax rate for the lighting district is 42.9 cents per thousand. And that tax rate is up 5.8 cents, and that's due to electrical cost. The ambulance district is a new tax. We haven't had that before. We're raising $345,000 in the ambulance district. That tax rate will be 92.4 cents per thousand. There was already an increase in the sewer fees at $25 per quarter for next year. The fire district is going down. The appropriations for the fire district for 2023, which the town board has nothing to do with, but I'll read them anyways, are $508,176.20. They have revenues of $21,000. They have fund balance. They're going to use of $32,750.20. The amount be raised by tax is $454,426, which brings that tax rate to $1.21 per thousand, and that's a 1.5 cent decrease overall the tax rate in 2022. And not included in this is the county tax rate. The county tax rate for the town here will be going down approximately 38 cents. So overall, with the ambulance district, we knew it was going to be under $1, but with some of these other ones, it probably will be a 60, 70 cents. But that all depends on if the budget passes at the county. Right now, we're in line to have about a 38 cent per thousand decrease in the county tax rate. So, which is good, and I'm happy about it. I wish we didn't have to do the ambulance district, but that's the way it is. We need to pay for that service. We're just one of many, but I worry about what happens in the town of Warrensburg versus anything else. As you can see, the budget stayed about the same. We increased the appropriations, or actually we decreased our appropriations this year by $31,214.90. We increased our revenues by $43,994, and we decreased the amount of fund balance we're using by $95,208.90, only to increase the taxes by $20,000. So I'm pretty happy with the budget based on where we are. Are there any questions about the town budget? Copies are always on file in the town clerk's office. I'd be happy to answer any questions. We have modest raises for all our employees. We will look at other increases if our finances persist. I am concerned about our electrical costs like everybody else. I am also concerned about the fuel costs. We saw about a $2 increase in fuel costs of what the town is paying, and that's based on a contract price. So, and the homeowners are paying a lot more than that. So we're very, very cognizant of what's going on out there in the country. So I'd be happy to answer any questions. I can leave the hearing open for a while and we can go on with the rest of the meeting. But if somebody has a question, please let us know. John, do you have any comments about the budget so far?
Once again, with the challenges ahead, Kevin, you crafted a good budget again to do the best we could with it, with appropriations down, revenues up a little bit, and of course the EMS district that we're going to digest. But all in all, it's a good budget.
Brian, any?
No, everybody I talked to has understood the increase and the need for it, and everybody seems to accept it,
Okay. Rich?
No comment.
No? Okay. All right. So if anybody thinks of a question they want to ask, I'll keep the hearing open for a while and then we'll close it a little bit later on. So we'll go into town clerk's report.
The October 2022 report. It's on.
You may have to bring it a little closer.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Miscellaneous dog fees and marriage license fees, $22.50. Clerk fees, $3.50. Public health fees, $232. Landfill fees and punch cards, $20,648. Salvage license, $25. IPP permits, $700. Short-term vacation rentals, $3,300. Dog licensing fees, $189. Building permits, $469.30. Septic permits, $25, bringing the total local shares remitted of $25,614.30.
Okay, the supervisor's report, total monies on hand, $3,728,777.70. Assessor's report.
Assessor's report for November. Work continues on next year's assessment rolls. This includes file maintenance and updates, field reviews and exterior inspections of new construction parcels. Recent sales of any property changes are also reviewed. This process continues throughout the fall and winter months up until March 1st, taxable status date. In addition, we are also in the process of reviewing and analyzing sales for next year's equalization rate. Sales utilized the 2023 rolls are from July 1st, 2021 to June 30th, 2022 sales cycle, respectively submitted correctly.
Okay, Justice.
Justice report for November. Judge Fisk heard 43 cases, collected fines of $4,035, fees of $75, and surcharges of $1,205. Judge Ferrello heard 51 cases, collected fines of $6,132, $195 in fees, and $2,574 in surcharges. Total new cases in October were 97. Total dollars received in October, $14,309.
Planning, zoning.
There were 1 septic and 7 land use development permits issued in the month of October. The planning board did not have a meeting this month due to lack of applications. The zoning board has a meeting November 10th to review an area variance application submitted by Action Signs for a 37.2 foot dollar general wall sign.
Okay. Code enforcement.
Traveled the world's largest garage sale, October 1st and 2nd. Checked on all the vendors on Main Street. Sold 14 permits, netting $700 for the town of Warrensburg. Vendors stated that sales Friday and Saturday were brisk and Sunday was a little slower as usual. Sent out information on short-term rentals to persons looking into the rules for Warrensburg. Replied to the Regional Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy. Followed up with the court on 9 Horkin Avenue. Sent a warning to the owner of 3900 Main Street for grass and brush above the height. Town contractor was contacted and mowed 4 properties as requested. Contacted the dog warden Moulton regarding 840 Spoon River Road and the animals there. Sent a warning to the short-term rental holder of 102 and 104 Lake Avenue for posting of address visible from the street. Discussed the situation at 840 Spoon River Road with Warren County Protective Services. Issued 3 more renewals for short-term rentals, which will be running out in December 31st of 2022. issued 6 more new short-term rental permits, sent a notice to 91 River Street property owner for property maintenance, advised the Main Street property owner to remove their signs advertising garage space for rent. Traveled with John Alexander along with New York State representatives to look over areas of Main Street which might be eligible for some form of grant funding. Worked with Warren County short-term rental person Lisa Mandy. The lists are progressing very well to establish occupancy tax returns for Warrensburg. Received and investigated a complaint of blowing garbage from 3746 Main Street. The complaint was founded, and warnings were sent, and the situation has been corrected. Did a septic inspection at 28 Palermo Road, and work was performed as designed. Responded to the Hilltop Board of Directors at Green Mansions regarding who held short-term rental permits. Responded to the attorney for the owner of 91 River Street. I advised him to contact the town attorney with regard to the issue. A lot of time and effort has been put into the end results for 840 Schroon River Road, but headway is being made.
Thank you, Joe. Beautification.
Teresa Whalen, beautification. 34th Christmas in Warrensburg, planning is underway. Letters to local businesses encouraging them to participate in the festivities went out several weeks ago. Pine cones have been wired and red velvet bows are being handcrafted to adorn our evergreen wreaths sold to businesses and individuals to decorate for the holiday season. Limited edition ornaments are being handcrafted by local artisan and farmers market vendor Tanya Shearer in the shape of an owl to reflect our event theme, Owl Be Seeing You. The theme incorporates the meaning of the owl, representing a fresh start and a new beginning, with the opportunity to once again be together with friends and family in all the old familiar places over the holiday season. U.S. Postal special holiday cancellation will be held at the Warrensburg Museum of Local History, where letters to Santa can be dropped off. Permission to use the town hall was approved for use once again as Toyland. Santa, petting zoo, and pony rides will be outside. Children's craft workshops, including decorated gingerbread house and face painting, will be held inside. The Girl Scouts will be offering baked goods, and the PTA, chili and macaroni and cheese. Breakfast with Santa and other Christmas characters, bazaars, cookie walks, food sales, a quiche soup luncheon, open houses, book signings, spinning, wine and spirits tastings, indoor holiday market and artisan fair, and inside and outside events will be located throughout town in businesses and participating churches. Carriage rides will leave from the United Methodist Church, and the Warrensburg High School Master Singers will be caroling in Dickens garb from one event to the next, sharing their holiday spirit. The heavy metal handbell choir will once again ring in the season just before the tree lighting at St. Cecilia's Church. Permission is also being requested to use the bandstand for the tree lighting ceremony and to have Elm Street near the bandstand closed off for the event. The Warrensburg Elementary Band Chorus and hopefully the junior senior high school band members will be playing and singing holiday music. Supervisor Garrity, if available, will welcome all, and Reverend Thomas Pettigrew will bless the tree. Hot chocolate and cookies will be offered after the ceremony, and Santa's hats will be distributed by TD Bank. I am also working with Lisa Alexander, the Boy and Girl Scouts, and the Chamber in the Zone Program and First Baptist Church, Awanas, to use fresh green boughs donated by Brown's Tree Farm and bows to decorate the railings at the bandstand and handmade ornaments to trim the tree. The town crews are enjoying the warmer weather while putting up the lights and decorations. Thanks to everyone who makes this event possible.
Thank you. Highway.
Highway, the month of October, we've been very busy cleaning out ditches and catch basins for the fall, for the leaves that get in them get it done before winter. Also used Warren County's vac trailer and have cleaned out all the catch basins for winter for the runoff. Spent several days on Pucker Street cutting brush out of the roadway, and they have fixed the road at the end of Alden Avenue that had several huge holes, and have done all the fall brush and leaf pickup the last 2 weeks of October. Respectfully submitted, Ed Penning.
Okay, economic development.
The Warrensburg Economic Development Committee met on Monday, November 7th, had a guest, Norabelle Greenberger from Labella, who gave an overview of another grant opportunity and the parameters to get the application completed in a timely manner. The first step being drafting a letter of interest from the town supervisor that will get us on the list of interested communities. The application will come after that, and the committee is prepared to assist with the pertinent information that has already been gathered. The grant could be for as much as $2 million, and we were informed that Labella has scrutinized the community, and they have a short list of potential properties that qualify. The remainder of the discussion was about the other activities the committee has previously looked at, and we will go over that again in December and prepare for 2023 working goals. It is a pleasure to see the new restaurants now opening on our main street, and I will share that the food is tasty in all of them. We are aware of the continued interest of others looking to locate in our community, and we encourage this effort. The WEDC continues to believe that our future is bright and the next year will prove to be prosperous. Thank you.
Okay. Landfill.
Yeah, landfill, as of now, we're $23,680 to the good, and the landfill is holding us all. We're very happy.
Yeah, Jeremy, our landfill operator does an excellent job up there. And we're happy. I know we are getting some brush, but we're going to wait till springtime before we eliminate the brush pile up there, the landfill. So Parks and Rec.
Fall cleanup has begun with leaves being cleaned up, tables and benches put away in storage, and the parks being winterized. We have started decorating for Christmas in Warrensburg, respectfully, Tracy Benoit.
Yeah, I think the crew started decorating on their own this year when the weather was nice and got quite a few of the decorations up, which seems funny. You're decorating when it's 65 degrees for Christmas, but we were fortunate this year. They've made great headway. Sewer.
Pump station C was back flushed. Pump number 2 was running higher than pump 1. Pump station A had belts replaced because pump 1 had a loose belt. Pump station B had rags in pump 1. We removed the rags and the pumps are running evenly. We also reordered belts for pump station A as spares. We removed the sludge pump and winterized it, installed a new furnace in the sewer plant. We recovered the mechanical bar rack and turned on the heat tracer for the winter. Respectfully, Mark Rumble.
Yeah, and on the sewer front, one of the things we wanted to do is try to get the lagoons drained out this fall before, and we weren't able to do that because the weather has changed on us a couple times. So the company's going to start when the weather permits in the springtime. Same price. We just delaying the contract for a few months. So I would think that we're in the process of writing them a letter, just make sure we've covered all our bases, but they've agreed to hold the price on the contract and start in the spring rather than do it this fall. I'm disappointed. The holdup was we were waiting to get the approval from DEC. When you remove sludge like that, you have to treat it with a certain chemical. And it took a while for us to get approval from DEC on the right chemical and the right makeup of the chemical. So we're kind of at their mercy, even though we started this process a little early. We just didn't make the deadline, and rather to have something go amok this fall, we're going to wait and do it the right way in the springtime. But we have plenty of items going on, which we'll touch when we go into the water report. Somebody want to read that?
Yep, water was turned off. The water removed, and the meters are 8 customers. 1 new meter was installed. A new tap was done on Prospect Street for a home at 2.5 Terrace Avenue. New leak started at Route 9 Bridge at 1025. We installed a temporary patch. We met with Real Construction on November 1st, get a plan on how to run the temporary bypass, and they can start replacing the water line. All hydrant flushing was completed. Water line construction has begun laying pipe for the transmission line. Respectfully, Tracy Benoit.
We had 2 major projects going on in the water area. The first one was to run a new 12-inch main down from the tank down to our system, which the tank is up on Maggie's Road. And that's in the process. That one is going very well. That should be done probably in 2 weeks, I would think, 2 weeks' time, if everything holds up. They have to dig up, well, they're digging a trench and then burying this 12-inch pipe And then we have to, one of the things the National Grid does, because it does follow the power line, we've been required to remove the old pipe from the ground. That was something that we weren't expecting to do. So it's had a little cost to that project, but it's ongoing now. It started off very well. The company is doing an excellent job. They get it right out there. I would say they have how many feet? Almost 500 feet of ditch already cut.
They're probably about 1,200 feet.
1,200 feet of ditch already cut, and for the pipe to go in the ground. So that part of it's moving along very well, and that we were fortunate. We applied for grant funding, and that whole project will probably be almost 100% covered by grant funding. So that's the WEA grant funding that we got specifically for that. The second project down here, you'll see there's a yellow, I guess a yellow, orange, lime yellow hose. It is not fire hose. It looks like fire hose, but it's not fire hose. It's a hose that carries potable water. And what we're doing is we're bypassing the line that goes across the Route 9 bridge, and we have to take that old line out and replace it with a new line. And there again, we're waiting for, I don't know, is the piping in yet?
Piping's all in. We did our first test today. Tomorrow we do our second test.
Right. But I mean, do we have the pipe, the replacement pipe?
That comes in next week.
Yeah, it's supply chain, waiting for the pipe. We could have done this a little sooner had we gotten the pipe, but we were in a supply chain. So what we're doing is we're bypassing the pipe on the bridge now. We're running water to the North Caldwell areas, all the businesses over there without interruption. We've done our testing. It's gone well. We have to test the water for DOH and meet all the standards. And then we hired an outside contractor, which is real construction company, will come in and replace that pipe. And that should be about, I looked at the per chart on that. It's probably going to take us close to 3 weeks to do that job. And that's turnkey operation. So it needed to be done. The pipe started weeping earlier in the springtime, and now we've had a few more holes. So we got to nip that in the bud. That we weren't not planning on. That's a maintenance thing that we just have to take care of. That's going to come out of water district funds. So, but that's another project. So we got a couple projects like that going on. Yes.
Sandy didn't read her report.
Not yet? Okay. Oh, I didn't even see. You have anything to say? You want me to? Do we have the report?
Yeah, right here.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, you skipped.
I probably missed one. That's probably why I didn't call on her. I don't have it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sandy.
Sandy Parisi, town historian. Town board, I attended the Warrensburg Historical Society meetings, town board meeting. I am up to 1978 in entering the graduates from Warrensburg.
Huh.
I have received a few yearbooks from Tom Grace that belong to his parents. The duplicates will go to the museum. Wendy continues working on the school notebooks by years. I think she's up to 1976. Previous historians had not collected much, but when I came in 2004, the library was getting rid of their 3 collections of Warrensburg news. The museum kept 2 copies and gave me the 3rd copy. At that time, I had 2 volunteers, and the 3 of us started cutting out all articles about Warrensburg. So I was able to catch up on thousands of events, people, etc., that had not been on file. As you may know, when I started, there were 3 file cabinets, and only 2 drawers had anything in them. One drawer had photos that were not labeled, which I sent to the museum, and one drawer had 3 sets of files, A to Z 1800s, A to Z 1900s, and A to Z 2000s. I am proud to say that we now have over 30 drawers and 5 bookcases with information on Warrensburg history. And with Thurman turning over their Historical Society information, we now have more in those drawers and bookcases. Shar has started working on notebooks for the fire department. These are also being done by year. Excuse me, I wrote articles for the Warrensburg Historical Quarterly and edited the quarterly. John Parker stopped in with some items from Martin Cohen, a summer resident that lived out Scroon River Road. Museum, October 10th, I guided at the museum the last day that we were open. I continue entering Thurman items in Past Perfect. In order to save heat, we will not be working in the museum except for special occasions and entering donations, and we're working that Thursday at my office. October deaths, on the 7th, Thomas Charles Swan, the 23rd, Frederick June, the 26th, Mary Olmsted Muratori, the 27th, Marie A. Cameron Lloyd. Office hours 40.75, volunteer, Wendy Peluso, 2 days, museum hours 2, Shar Bavona, 2 days. Respectfully submitted, Sandy Parisi. And this afternoon, I received a call from Star Rafferty. I believe it's her cousin, Cindy Needham, who lived in Chestertown, who died. And she's giving me probably twice the amount I got from Thurman, from Cindy, for everything. She had collected genealogies for all the people that she was rated to, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we should be getting a huge donation.
And Laura emailed me. Laura couldn't make it tonight, but she said she would give her report in December and cover the October. They had a very successful garage sale down there during at the museum. So sold a lot of books. All right. I have no communications. Anybody wish to comment on the town budget or have any questions? Just no? Okay, then I'll close that budget hearing on the 2023 budget. And no communications, no unfinished business, new business. Need a resolution request to approve the 2023 dog control contract with Countryside Veterinary Medical Group, 454 Queensbury Avenue, Queensbury, New York. Costs have gone up dramatically. The base cost for the veterinary medical group has gone up, but there's really no other area that takes the strays and the ones that come. So we have really don't have a option, but I'll need a resolution to approve the contracts in your packet.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Councilman Rounds. Any second by Councilman Larkin. Any discussion on it? It's really the administrative fee. It went up quite a bit. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried. I have a request in here for Warrensburg Beautification to use the town hall on December 3rd for Toyland and the grounds for Santa Pony Rides and Petting Zoo. And then the tree lighting will take place at 6 p.m. at the bandstand, which is Saturday night also. See a motion to allow the beautification to use the properties.
So moved, Kevin.
Motion by John. Second by Councilman Rounds. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Also in the packet tonight, we have a resolution request to amend the waterway charges. Now, basically what this is we're not adjusting the home rate. We're not addressing the business rate. We're making certain changes to a few of the rates tonight, minor changes. We consider minor changes, but I can tell you in the future, we will be looking at all the water charges to probably try to keep up with the expense we're dealing. But right now, tonight, all I need is in your packet is the rates that are going to change. And it's mostly the definition. So somebody want to make that a motion?
Resolution, Kevin.
Motion by John?
Yes, sir.
Do I have
I'll
second?
second it.
Second by Rich to make the changes to water connections. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. The second one is for the sewer rate corrections. Now, all this is a listing of sewer rates that we found that are wrong in the system. We have to go in from time to time and make changes. We did increase the user rate by $25 a quarter. That's all been done, but this is just correcting some of the rates that we found in our accounting system that are wrong. So can somebody make a motion to make the correction to sewer rates? Motion by Rich,
Second, Kevin.
second by John. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. I don't expect that we'll be increasing the sewer rates. We started out with the meter rate several years ago. We haven't raised it since we put the meters in the homes. There again, electrical costs are killing us with our pumping costs. Some chemical costs keep going up. So in the future, we will have to talk about doing something with the water district. We've been very fortunate. We don't have a lot of debt with the water district. And we didn't have a lot of debt with the sewer district, but when you're spending $1 million to clean out your lagoons and, you know, just can't plan for all those things. So in the future, we're trying to do this by what we did with the sewer rates this year. I don't like doing it, but we need to do, we have to be solvent. And if we're not solvent, we start borrowing from the general fund, which is all the taxpayers, and you have to pay it back anyway. So, and then you're going to see higher increases in sewer water. But I just want to be honest with you, there will be an increase in the water rates going forward. I just don't know how much at this time. It's just one of those things. I need a resolution to request to approve the re-levy on property maintenance costs in the amount of $3,643.50. These are for properties that we mowed during the year and then we put it back on their taxes. So somebody want to make a motion?
I'll make that
Motion by Councilman Rounds, second. Councilman Larkin. Discussion. This is a process that we started several years ago. When people don't mow their lawns, we will send them a notice. And if they don't clean up the properties, we send a notice to the owner of the properties. And if we don't get a response, and we go in and we clean their properties up and we put the bill back on their taxes. I could tell you that a year ago, well, last year, we put $11,000 on re-levy of taxes. This year, it's down to $3,600. I'd like to think that we got the message out there that mow your lawns, keep your properties looking in good shape. Now, we know that we still have some work to do, and we work on it every week. And we're continuing to work on certain properties that still need to have a little sprucing up. I need a resolution request to approve oxy tax request from Warrensburg Beautification Committee in the amount up to $3,500 based on receipts presented for Christmas in Warrensburg.
So moved, John.
Motion by John, second, Brian.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. All right, next I need a resolution request to approve the 2023 town budget.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by John,
I'll second.
second by Brian to approve the 2023 town budget as presented. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. All right. Next, I'd like to congratulate the Bolton Warrensburg girls and boys soccer teams. This is the first time in school history that both of those athletic teams won the Adirondack League soccer championship. So to them, hats off to both the boys and the girls. And also, I'd like to congratulate Brody Olden, who will be going out to the Section 2 cross country meet, I think, on Friday. He finished second in the qualifier, and now he gets to go to the New York State Finals. I'm proud to say that Brody was one of our lifeguards who worked for us at the beach this summer. So I told his father that's what made him run so fast. So, but anyways, congratulations to both the boys and the girls teams and to Brody. And I also would like to wish congratulations to the boys football team, which is doing very well. But I won't say how they're doing yet because I don't want to jinx them. But they're doing pretty well, which I told Laura not to do, but she did anyways, and they lost their game after that. But that's okay. We have several budget modifications in the year, budget modifications and budget transfers. I hope I got them all right here. Yeah, the modifications are for New York State DEC. We received $45,000 for street maintenance contractual work Ed did over at Buttermilk at the campgrounds. State paid us $45,000 there. And
That's a culvert on Alton
well, that's the culvert on all now.
Avenue. DEC soil monitoring.
Okay, it says DEC.
Yeah, it's a DEC grant through Warren County.
Okay,
Soil
it's the culvert. Okay, so we got $44,000 for that, and then we also received $95,250 increase in CHIPS aid, which is the money we use to do the paving on the roads in town. So we're very happy about that. So we have the two modifications to the budget, and then we have a bunch of budget transfers, which I'll go through each one real quickly. First, we're transferring $5,000 into attorney contractual account to cover expenditures. Transferring $5,000 in the planning contractual account to cover expenditures. We're taking $340 out of the codification contractual account and moving it into town clerk equipment account for new computer equipment. We're moving $6,000 out of park equipment into park contractual account for bills that we're going to have to pay the rest of the way. The reason why the contractual came up a little bit short is because we put a new fence around the tennis courts, and then we're almost done with getting the pickleball. It seems like that's on the 5-year plan, but the courts have been sealed yet, but we just got to put the striping on that in the spring, I hope.
Color and striping.
Huh?
The color and.
Yeah, the color and the striping, yeah.
So.
Yeah. Let's see, we're taking $1,300 out of other transportation contractual, moving it into garbage contractual to cover tipping fees. We're taking $2,000 out of employee benefits, Social Security, moving into $2,000 employee benefits hospitalization to cover expenses. And then in the sewer district, we're taking $11,000 out of sanitary sewers equipment. We're moving into employee benefits hospitalization for $11,000 to cover expenditures. And we're taking $1,500 out of sanitary sewers part-time. We're moving into sanitary sewers overtime. Last but not least, in the water, we're taking $872 out of social supply part-time pay, and we're putting into purification part-time pay an amount of $372, and purification overtime pay an amount of $500. And then we're taking $6,500 out of source of supply equipment. We're moving into a source of supply contractual, $5,000 and $1,500 in the fuel costs. And then we're taking $5,000 out of employee benefits hospitalization and $5,000 out of transmission distribution contractual expense. And we're moving the $10,000 in the source supply electrical. And like I said, that's to cover national grid costs for running the well. So you have the modifications and budget transfers. Somebody want to make a motion to approve those? Motion by Rich, second by John. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next, the bills on the warrant for warrant 11 tonight. We have total claims of $114,345.39. And that is spread out amongst 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 accounts. So motion to approve warrant number 11. Motion by John, second by Brian to approve warrant 11, amount of $114,345.39. Okay, at this time, I'd like to just take a moment to congratulate Joyce Reed for winning the town board seat, which she'll start January 1, and it's a 1-year term. And we want to welcome Joyce back to the town board starting January 1st. So congratulations, Joyce. All right, comments from the audience. Anything you want to talk on any subject? Ask away. I'll try to answer. Nobody? Nobody. Nobody. All right. Well,
One of them CMA awards.
I guess we're
Just quickly, several of us here in the audience and Rich and I, of course, we attended the comprehensive
yes.
plan public event we had last week at the Fire Hall. And it was a lot of good comments. A real nice cross section of people showed, which is really appreciative. So it's once all the tallies and questions are all put together with Labella, I'm sure we'll have some more feedback and looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, I know the information that they did on Warrensburg is very interesting about the one they did where they showed our population, where it stayed flat, where other ones have gone down. I got a copy of that. It's really a good, interesting read. We're happy with the turnout for the first night. We want to see the master plan do well by the community. I just got to caution people. The only way we're going to survive as a community is get business in here. We're not going to survive on the backs of the taxpayers. The more business we get in, the better off we're going to be. And we certainly are getting a few people knocking on our door now. We just have to be welcoming to everybody. It's a struggle for a community like us. When I look at our surrounding communities and I look at the amount of sales tax people take in compared to what Warrensburg takes in, and it's really all based on our things. Now, I can jack up the people on Echo Lake. I can change all your properties $1 million like Bolton Landing and Lake George. You know, that's the only lake we have. I can tell you the assessed valuation in Warren County went up to $12 billion. The assessed valuation in the town of Bolton is up to $2 billion. And it's basically lakefront properties, which we don't have. And so we need business. I'm pro-business. I think we can be welcoming to everybody. But if you're sitting in my chair and you have to sit here and craft budgets and pay the bills, we need businesses to help us. So that's the plea I'll make. I think it's very important, and I want to thank everybody for taking the time. I know we have a cross section. I see a lot of grants coming in and out. Just to remind everybody, grants are nice, but you got to have willing parties on the other end that want to put forth some of their funds up to get some of these grants in here. And we'll see what happens with the Flatley Reed, the CBG grant. That would be important to a lot of the homes. I think they've got 53 applications in for the CBG grant funds, and that will be really important to a lot of people in the community. But some of these other grants are going to require that folks are going to be willing to put up some of their money to make these work. So, and everything comes through the town board. So nothing is done by any committees. Everything has to come through the town board. We have to approve it, whether we like it or not. And if it's good for the community, I'm sure we're all going to approve it. If we don't think it's good for the community, we'll turn it down. But there's a lot going on now, and you can get too many things going in the hopper. And we have a small staff here that does a very good job. And you can see that they're pretty busy right now with decorating the community. The sewer water guys are always doing. The highway guys will be out plowing. Eddie runs an efficient highway department. And again, I'm just proud of our workforce. I'm very proud of our workforce. When you compare us to other communities, we do pretty well here in Warrensburg. So my hat's off to our employees for doing it and everybody else who participates. But I got to make my play for business. You need business if we're going to survive. If not, you'll all be in here screaming when we do the revow. And you do sit in $1 million house on Echo Lake.
Don't go there. Don't even go there.
Well, I've been looking. But yes,
Is the Christmas tree going to be put down by National Grid this year?
I believe so.
Good, then I won't have to put mine up all watch.
I don't know. I have to check with Tracy. So, but again, thank you all for coming. We joust, we joke, but it is important, and I hope you're happy with what we're doing. So, motion to adjourn. Thank you. Okay. You didn't like that.
Keep it, but what?